Hi, my name is Professor Complex, and today's lecture is called How Are We Going to Win If We Are Not Right Within? Not really. The mainlander. I want to say a special thanks, firstly, to God, Allah Akbar, Ikankar. No, to those that feel my pain, I feel yours. They're the same, but I'm different. Those little messages, they mean the world to me. To whom it may concern, I love you. God bless you. Thank you. I'm grateful. Now, I started off that because it's relative to what I want to discuss. It's that it took me 39 years of pain to reach a level of enlightenment and awareness. And I don't wish that upon my worst enemy, literally. So I've been blessed enough to realise that the best and really the only thing that we can do, I can do, is to spread love and knowledge. I want to share that which I have learned with the world. So that is what I shall do. It's relative to what I just mentioned. Those little messages mean the world. That is morale. Let me give you an example. A friend, and let me mention, it's a deviation, but let me mention, I have been through hell this year. It's been a really, really tough year. That is an understatement. Like literally, I've been beyond suicidal. I've been sectioned. I can't even express it. It distressed me. It's toxic. But the point is this. The very few people that tried to help me and reached out to me, the reality is they actually need more help off me than they can actually offer to me. But nevertheless, they're offering me help. I don't forget. So the point is that morale is the most important help that you can offer somebody who needs help. And to take that a little bit further, to help somebody help themselves, now that is a great thing. That is righteous. So the fact that a friend, he feels my pain, she or she, they empathize for my situation, but they have problems of their own. They might even not be financially stable, etc., etc. But still, they'll reach out to me and offer their help and love. For example, they might say, look, I can only borrow you £20, but come round and get it. And then, after I've got a bit of motivation, clean my teeth, had a shower, etc., etc., I'll go and collect that £20 what I need for electric and essentials. And I'll go to their council house, which they will probably never own unless I buy it for them. MashaAllah. Yeah. Inshallah. Got deviated by God. They'll invite me in. They'll give me a cup of tea. They'll listen to me. They'll talk to me. They might give me a piece of cake or maybe if I'm lucky, some dinner. Bearing in mind, these people have very little themselves, to be honest. Just that moral support is the key. That is the help. Just that listening and giving a supportive response. Even if the situation is very, very bad. In that case especially, actually, that morale is the most important help. And that is love. That's real love. That you can offer to somebody. And I'll give you an example. I have a friend, a very dear friend, and she has terminally ill cancer. She has cancer, very bad. And God bless this girl. You look at her, she looks amazing. She has a facade. If you didn't know she had cancer, you wouldn't know. God bless her. She doesn't even realise how strong she is. Let me go back a bit. She's a single parent. And she has a 2-year-old daughter. And she has terminal cancer. So, what advice? What really can I say to her? Well, I could say, if you need to talk to somebody, phone me, message me, I'm here, anytime. Yeah? She never does though. I wonder why. If you need me to go to Tesco for you when you're feeling ill, I'll do that. If I can do it, I'll do it. It's mine. If you want me to adopt your daughter, I'll do that. Not really. So really. I didn't say any of that. You know what I said to her? We're all gonna die. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. We'll be butterflies. No, I didn't say that really. Not really. I didn't. Did I? Anyway, that's irrelevant. What I actually said to her is, I know some guys that are clued up in herbal medicine, and they know other guys that are even more clued up, and they can actually prolong your life. They can maybe slow down, maybe decrease, you know, the infection or whatever. It's not even an infection. Cancer is actually degenerative cells. So the cells are degenerating. And the common miseducation, God bless Dr. Sebi. Yeah? The great prophet Dr. Sebi. God rest his soul. Even though it's infinite. His legacy will live on. That cancer and most illnesses, disease, are due to pH imbalance within the body. This is simple. Going back to the periodic table, this is acid-alkaline balance. Now, like I said, everything that is natural to Earth, God's creation, is on the periodic table. It's made up of elements of the periodic table. So, another point, this is deviating. Carbohydrates and protein are not on the periodic table. And neither is calories. So, work the rest out for yourself. Everything that is God's creation, that is natural, should be alkaline, including humans. So that's a pH of 6, something like that. Everything that is unnatural to this realm, Earth, is acidic. So what happens is the long-term intake of acid unbalances the human being and makes the human being acidic, and the human cells start to degenerate. But this is the major misconception and why they got rid of Dr. Sebi, because you can simply reverse the effects of the degeneration by rebalancing the alkaline within the body. So reduce the acid by intake of alkaline, and the degeneration will decrease or reverse. But the realistic truth is, this dear friend, her cancer, the type of cancer and the severity of her cancer, is highly likely that it's terminal. So I didn't lie to her. Look, I don't think nobody can cure your cancer other than God. And she's still alive. So, Allah Akbar, you know what I mean? It can go. But I was real with her. I said to her, I don't know if they can cure it, but they can help you. God bless you. I love you, baby. Well, that isn't the point of today's talk. Today's talk is regarding the title. How we going to win if we ain't right within? And it took me a very, very stressful and distressing a lot of experiences to get to this point. A lot of loneliness and the need for company and companionship, allies, friends, etc. For me to actually get the realization of this point. And I'm trying to make it brief, right? Even if 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, 10 million like minds unite to campaign or fight for a cause, if those individual people within themselves are ill, then it's even much more of a bigger mess. It's not actually, in theory, it's a recipe for disaster. So, what I realised is, we must fix ourselves primarily from within before anything else. And then the thought occurred to me that because the issues, what I perceive, are sociological, then actually this is the revolution. And there is no violence or bureaucracy, even politics. There's no need for any of that, because I see the problems as sociological and spiritual, metaphysical. So I've realized a solution. If every one of us love God, love ourselves, and healed ourselves, the world would be heaven. Now, the relative thing is that it took me 39 years to realize what the actual problem is. So, how can you fix a problem if you can't identify what it is? I know what it is now. You know what it is. Excuse me. Now I'm going to take that further, and it's relative. And this is relative to love. And my problem and my strength is love. Love is my weakness. It is also my strength. I love love. I love to be overwhelmed by love. I love being in love. I just love the feeling of love. It's good. Love is good, baby. But recently, personal circumstances, etc., etc. Well, not even recently. My whole life, even when I've been in relationships, catfish, I felt lonely. And through a long journey of loneliness, I've had an epiphany and a realization. And I'm going to summarize it for you, yeah? Would you agree a blind person can be in love. I'm sure everybody would agree. You know, it's highlighted that it's easily provable. You know, it's a likely assumption. Blind people can love too. And they say love is blind. You're so beautiful, girl, a blind man can love you. Beauty in your soul, girl, a blind man can love you. Anyway, I've been practicing it, you know that. You know what it is. The point is this. I realised in my depths of loneliness that love is an emotion, it's a feeling. You know, it's beyond conventional scientific explanation. Well, you know, if the man can go into space, you know, and quantum physics and all that, then this is another point, yeah. So much of knowledge, scientific knowledge, has been withheld. But it's not actually withheld. That there is a hierarchy to knowledge. That's why it's called knowledge. It's like the ledges of the pyramid. And, you know, it's for good reason. That basically, I've been through at least 7 thresholds of sanity. And I believe that great philosophers, artists, etc., they've experienced similar things. And that, you know, the whole education system is in steps because this is contrary to Leur's attitude, which is like David Icke. Leur says, just let the information all the way out there. Just let it out. Let it free. Give it to everyone. Yeah? But my point is this, from my personal experience, is that the common Homo sapien will struggle to comprehend if he wants to with all the knowledge at once. Knowledge and wisdom is ordained for good reason. Anyway, getting back to the point, a blind person can love. So that proves that love is in the mind. And actually, it's relative to taking drugs. That the drugs just stimulate glands in the brain. For example, MDMA, that stimulates serotonin glands. And that's what makes you happy. And people with depression, they have a lack of serotonin and they take tablets and that increases the serotonin. Cocaine stimulates dopamine, if I'm not mistaken. And this is relative that actually the drugs are synthetic and they're actually only recreating a chemical reaction in the brain which creates a thought and emotion, etc. And that actually, if you know how to, through meditation, yoga, qigong, however you want to do it, you can actually recreate that state of mind. And love also, because I have to break this down. And I'm not going to go into a long story, yeah, but I just come out of an 11-year relationship with a catfish. So the person I've had been with, whatever, is not actually that person. But I don't want to deviate and go personal because it just distresses me. But I want to stay on the point is that I experience great levels of love with that person. And to get to the point, recently, while I've been lonely, I've recreated that feeling. And I can actually almost scientifically prove it. It's relative to an image, what you see, a wall. That image, it travels to the iris, through the iris, through your eyes, into the brain. Now it's scientifically proven that that image going through from whatever it is to your eye to the brain, what you actually see in your mind through your eyes is actually the creation of your imagination, your brain. So if you love another person and you feel love for that person and they make you feel a certain way, what you have to remember, what you have to be aware of, which I wasn't until now, is that that person and yourself is only an accumulation and a miracle of accumulation of cells, atoms, neutrons, electrons, all that on the periodic table, and some magical force has made it into this beautiful person that you're in love with. But what you have to bear in mind is you're actually in love with a creation of God, because it's only the force of God what makes all that cells work into this beautiful creation that you're in love with. So you're naturally in love with God's creation. I'll take that a bit further, and it's relative to my personal circumstances and what I've learned. So you shouldn't actually love that person. You can love that person, but primarily you should love God, because God created that person. And also, God creates the emotion, the love, what you feel for that person. So you must love God first. And how to love God first? Love yourself. So what I started doing when I'm lonely, you know, it's a bit weird, yeah, but I'm real, yeah. I was pretending that my new ex-wife was still here, you know, not in a crazy way. So I'm on the sofa like, oh, all twisted up, all depressed, and just a mess. I thought, no, well, if T was here, would I be acting that way? I wouldn't. I'd be all motivated. I'd be cooking. I'd be like, babe, do you want peppermint and ginger brew? And when we spent time together, she took my stress away because she distracted me. She kept me busy. I kept myself busy. She motivated me. You know, I love you, T. So what I started doing is I started pretending that, you know, I was T and I was me. So I'd be like, do you want a brew, babe? And make a brew for myself? Or do you want something to eat? Make something to eat for myself. And, you know, with a combination of the good times in my life and happy times and them times what I thought I felt love, I actually recreated the feeling of being in love. Allah! Allah! Akbar! Ekanka! What's up? M Sizzle 16 Productions. Baby!